You're new here, aren't you? I'm Audrey.
You never thought of yourself as mean? Oh, give us a break, Audrey. We love you and all, but we're not about to make you out as the victim.
More sparkles.
Sure, Mal stole the future king of Auradon right out of your manicured hands, but she's the queen that Auradon deserves. You would abuse your power and continue being rude and condescending to the entire kingdom. We know you've got a big heart deep down, but would it kill you to show it every once in a while? Don't worry, Audrey. You won't be queen, but you'll still have status. If it weren't for Hades, Audrey might never have woken up from her deep slumber. Keep watching to find out what would have happened to Audrey if Hades never agreed to help her out. Audrey may be the daughter of the sweet and innocent Princess Aurora, but she's nothing like her mother. Instead, she's like the vindictive grandmother who raised her, Queen Leah. Audrey was groomed for the throne ever since she was a little girl. So when a certain purple-haired VK took King Ben and the future he could offer away from her, she knew she had to retaliate. Audrey planned on stealing the queen's crown from the museum, but Maleficent's scepter sensed her evil intentions and came knocking. Despite not wanting to hurt anyone, Audrey gave in to evil and nearly brought the kingdom of Auradon to its knees. But instead of being sent to the Isle of the Lost like the other villains, Audrey was instantly pardoned by King Ben and his future queen. Ben and Mal even went as far as to apologize to Audrey for their actions.
I have owed you an apology for a very long time now.
Ben never gave Audrey any closure after leaving her for Mal, and Mal never apologized for cheating her way into Ben's heart. Thanks to Mal's dad, Hades, Audrey woke up in the safety of her own bed, but that solution was much too easy. Here's what really should have happened to Audrey at the end of Descendants 3. As we all know, the royal guards retrieved Hades from the Isle because they needed him to wake up Audrey with his ember. After being knocked out by the ember, Audrey appeared to be a lost cause, but Hades agreed to revive her for free. He wasn't offered a reduced sentence, better living conditions, or any perks at all. Instead, Hades was asked for a favor and given nothing in return. Well, that doesn't seem like Hades at all. So what if Hades' attempt to revive Audrey had been unsuccessful? What would have happened then? Well, we're guessing that waking Sleeping Beauty Jr. would have become a job for True Love's kiss. But since Ben isn't in love with Audrey and Audrey isn't in love with Chad, who would wake the princess up? This alternate ending would have confirmed that Ben and Audrey were never made to last. Mal would definitely try everything to wake Audrey up, so she would ask Ben to try, but since Mal is his true love, Audrey wouldn't move a muscle. Then, next up would be Chad. But as previously mentioned, Audrey sort of hates Chad, so that wouldn't work either. As it turns out, Audrey would have to kiss a mirror to break the spell. After all, she seems to be the only one in love with herself. But all jokes aside, Audrey is lucky that Hades chose to revive her because, well, she probably would have been stuck like that for quite a while. It's hard for people to qualify for True Love's kiss when they don't have a kind bone in their body. We all know that Audrey is the queen of mean, whether she wants to accept the title or not. She was raised to be rude, selfish, and entitled, which is probably why she wasn't invited to Jane's birthday. But deep down, Audrey has a big heart just like everyone else, and she's bound to start using it at some point or another. Most parents make it a point to raise sweet and sensible children, but when you think about it, Audrey's parents are nowhere to be found, despite their daughter being on the verge of never waking up again. The only family member by Audrey's bedside is her grandmother, Queen Leah, and we all know what a peach she is. If it hadn't been for Hades, Audrey probably would have never woken up. Instead of sending Audrey to the Isle for her crimes, King Ben pardoned her, but that just doesn't make any sense. Sure, Audrey never planned on stealing Maleficent's scepter and destroying Auradon, but she did plan on stealing the queen's crown from the museum, which is still an offense last time we checked. If Audrey had never resorted to theft, she wouldn't have become the villain of Descendants 3. Audrey most definitely deserved to get punished for her crimes. While we don't agree with her being sent to the Isle for life, some community service would have been nice. We can just imagine Audrey wearing a pink jumpsuit while cleaning trash off the highway. Audrey should have received some mandatory goodness classes at the very least. Despite her many shortcomings, Audrey knows how to get things done. She has all the necessary qualities to become a public figure, which is why we wouldn't be surprised if Audrey one day runs for president. Sure, Ben and Mal will rule over Auradon, but that wouldn't stop Audrey from trying to make a political move. And if that doesn't work, maybe one day, after Fairy Godmother retires, Audrey will become the new headmistress of Auradon Prep. Who do you think is Audrey's true love and why? Sound off in the comments. And that's a wrap. Give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to The Things. We'll catch you next time.